Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real English Podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul. We're so glad you're here with us today for another episode that's packed with useful English practice.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt nervous before a job interview in English? Maybe your palms were sweaty, your heart was racing, and you kept thinking, what if I don't understand the question? What if I don't know how to answer? You're not alone. Many learners feel this way, and that's exactly why we're here today.
That's such a relatable feeling. Even native speakers get nervous in interviews. So if English isn't your first language, the pressure can feel even bigger. But here's the good news. Interviews follow patterns. The questions are often similar. And if you prepare in the right way, you can go in with confidence.
And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the Real English Podcast so you can keep learning with us every single week. If you're enjoying these lessons, share them with a friend who's also learning English. It really helps us, and it also gives them the chance to learn with you.
We'd also love to hear from you. After you listen, leave us a comment about your job interview experiences in English or even in your own language. Tell us what went well or what you found difficult. Sharing is a great way to practice.
So, back to our big question. How do you prepare for a job interview in English? Today's episode is called Job Interview Practice in English, Real Answers with Easy English Podcast. We're going to walk you through the most common interview questions, explain the vocabulary you need, and even give you practice sentences to repeat out loud.
That's right. Think of today as a mock interview with us, except we'll guide you step by step. We'll ask you questions, we'll show you strong answers, and then we'll give you time to repeat after us so you can train your speaking muscles.
And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the Real English Podcast so you can keep learning with us every single week. If you're enjoying these lessons, share them with a friend who's also learning English. It really helps us, and it also gives them the chance to learn with you.
We'd also love to hear from you. After you listen, leave us a comment about your job interview experiences in English or even in your own language. Tell us what went well or what you found difficult. Sharing is a great way to practice.
So, back to our big question. How do you prepare for a job interview in English? Today's episode is called Job Interview Practice in English, Real Answers with Easy English Podcast. We're going to walk you through the most common interview questions, explain the vocabulary you need, and even give you practice sentences to repeat out loud.
That's right. Think of today as a mock interview with us, except we'll guide you step by step. We'll ask you questions, we'll show you strong answers, and then we'll give you time to repeat after us so you can train your speaking muscles.
We'll also give you little tips on how to stay calm, how to sound polite, and how to make your answers professional yet simple. Remember, you don't need long or complicated sentences. Short, clear, confident answers are always better.
Exactly. And we'll keep it friendly and natural, just like always. So even if you're preparing for your very first job interview, or maybe your 10th, this episode will give you the tools to walk in and do your best.
So, grab a notebook if you want to take notes, or just get ready to repeat after us as we go. Let's jump right in.
All right, let's start with one of the most common interview questions. Can you tell me about yourself?
This is usually the very first question. It's not about your entire life story. It's about giving a short, clear summary of who you are, your background, and what you can bring to the job.
Here's a sample answer. Repeat after me. My name is, your name. I have X years of experience in your field. I enjoy your skill or strength, and I'm excited about this opportunity.
For example, my name is Maria. I have 3 years of experience in customer service. I enjoy helping customers solve problems, and I'm excited about the chance to join your company.
Now it's your turn. Say your name, your experience, your skill, and your excitement. keep it short and confident.
Great job. Remember, this is your first impression question, so smile and keep your answer under 1 minute.
Okay, let's move to the next very popular question. Why do you want to work here?
This question tests if you know the company and if you really want the job. You don't need to know everything about the company, but it's good to show interest.
Here's a structure. I want to work here because positive reason about the company, and I believe my skills in your skill match this role.
For example, I want to work here because your company has a strong reputation for innovation, and I believe my skills in teamwork and problem solving match this role.
Now you try. Use this structure. I want to work here because reason, and I believe my skills in skill match this role.
Nice work. This shows you've done your homework and you're serious about the job.
Okay, now let's look at another very popular question. What are your strengths?
This one sounds easy, but many people freeze. Don't just say, I'm hardworking. Instead, give 1 or 2 strengths and an example.
Here's a formula. I am good at your strength. In my last job, I give a short example.
For example, I am good at organizing tasks. In my last job, I created a system that helped my team finish projects faster.
Now repeat after us. I am good at strength. In my last job, I example.
Remember, choose strengths that match the job you want.
Excellent. Now let's talk about the opposite question. What are your weaknesses?
This question makes people nervous, but don't worry. Employers don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to see if you're honest and improving.
Here's a good way to answer. Choose a small weakness and explain how you are working on it. For example, sometimes I speak too fast, but I am practicing slowing down when I explain things to others.
Now you try. Think of something small, not something big like, I am always late. Then explain how you're improving it.
That's the trick, showing growth and self-awareness.
And next common question, can you describe a challenge you faced at work and how you handled it?
This is called a behavioral question. Employers want to see how you solve problems.
Here's a simple way. Situation, action, result. Tell the situation, explain what you did, and say what happened.
For example, in my last job, a customer was unhappy because their order was late. I listened carefully, apologized, and offered a small discount. The customer was satisfied and continued with our company.
Now repeat after me. In my last job, situation, action, as a result, positive outcome.
This method is clear and professional.
Exactly. Now let's try another big one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Employers want to see if you're motivated and if you plan to grow with the company.
A good answer could be, in 5 years, I see myself growing in this company, improving my skills, and taking more responsibility.
Let's practice. Repeat after me. In 5 years, I see myself, your future goal.
Nice. Remember, keep it positive and realistic.
We're covering a lot here, but that's the point. If you practice these answers, you'll feel much more confident.
And don't forget, your tone matters. Speak clearly, not too fast, and always sound polite.
Okay, let's review before moving on. We've practiced answers to tell me about yourself, why do you want to work here, what are your strengths and weaknesses, a challenge you solved, and your future goals.
And we'll keep building. Up next, we'll practice more situational questions, vocabulary for interviews, and polite ways you can use to make a great impression. Wow, we've covered so much today. Let's wrap things up with a quick summary.
Yes, today we practiced common interview questions, strong example answers, vocabulary for strengths and weaknesses, and polite ways to explain your ideas.
We also gave you repeat after me sentences so you can practice speaking out loud. The more you do this, the more natural you will sound.
And here's your homework. Write down your own answers to at least 5 of the questions we discussed today. Then practice saying them out loud until you feel comfortable.
Remember, confidence comes from practice. The more you rehearse, the more relaxed you'll feel in the real interview.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Real English Podcast, share it with a friend, and listen again for more practice.
And we'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what job are you preparing for? Which question do you find the hardest to answer?
Thanks so much for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and good luck in your next interview.
We'll see you next time on the Real English Podcast. Take care, everyone.